The casting process on a movie can be such a mysterious experience, and I've worked with Laura Rosenthal since 1998 on Velvet Goldmine, so we have this very long and intimate working relationship. And when we're handed a challenge like finding Joe for May December, it's a thrill because it means one suspects that we're going to be going somewhere we haven't, with actors I may not know and places we haven't gone before. And that's exactly what happened with Charles. And you did the normal process. You put a breakdown out and you get auditions, and she does a first pass and screens a lot of stuff, and then I see her selects, and then we just go from there and keep narrowing it down. And I didn't know Charles's work from what he'd done. And so this interpretation of Joe it really was distinct from any other actor, and there were some really fine actors in the mix. But Charles did something so nuanced and so delicate and sensitive, in which I saw sort of for the first time the past of Joe and the present. He just sort of filled in, his instincts for me just sort of filled in the story, and that's just the thing you hope for. And then we had him read with Julianne, and we went from there. But it was an amazing process.
It was an incredible process. Once I first got the script, I immediately felt this connection to Joe and who this man was and what he represented. And I had so much source material to pull from, and even from my own life in a way where the experience was different, but the feeling was very similar. And it really was this sense of responsibility that I really understood at such a young age. I'm an Army brat. My father was in the military for 20 years. And when we were stationed in Germany, my mother's Korean, he met my mother in Korea, and I have two younger sisters. My dad sat me down when I was 11 and gave me this very inspirational talk about really stepping up and being a leader and a protector and a provider for my two younger sisters and my mother, and how my Jack Russell Terrier, Diamond Jack, would be by my side the whole way, and how he was going away for the next year to serve in Desert Storm. And that unknown, that sense at that time, at being 11, that responsibility, I mean, I had no other choice but to hear my hero and just say, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Even if these shoes are a little too big, I'm gonna step into it and just take that on. So that was one of the many layers that I found with Joe when it came to exploring his story that really helped inform just those 23 days we spent in Georgia.
Yeah, it's one of those miracles where, because I first met Julianne, as you may know, Matt, from my second feature film, Safe. And she was still moving from TV stuff to films and was still relatively, she was the word on the street that this was an actress to look out for sure. But I didn't know her work. I hadn't seen her in anything. And Shortcuts, Albin's film, had not yet come out. So we saw an advanced screening of that film, and I was astonished. But it wasn't until I met her and she read for me that I feel like I found this creative counterpart to what I was conceiving in that script, and to things that interested me, and challenging things that I didn't think I'd seen in a lot of other films that I wanted to try to explore in this one, in that one. And I think she would say something similar in how she felt when she read the script and how we met. And so that's just such a rarity, because especially when you're both interested in things that aren't necessarily part of the commercial discourse in filmmaking, and we keep having the opportunity and the incredible blessing of being able to keep working together through the years and applying that partnership from role to role.